5 tips for wingers in football. We're going to keep this video pretty short, pretty succinct, give you all the information that you can use to improve as a winger in the short term and in the long term. So without further ado, let's get right into it, starting with number 5. And number 5 is very simple to get us started, and it's be available out wide. There's nothing more frustrating, or very few things more frustrating, than a winger who doesn't, hug the line or isn't out wide enough and available in that place so that they can be isolated with a defender, so that they can take someone on one-on-one and other similar situations. So make sure you're getting wide very, very often. You're not getting sucked too much into the middle unless the ball's on the other side, but you are that option available out wide so you can run at people, so you can be that outlet, and so many other things. Before we move on, guys, hit that like button if that first one has been valuable to you, you're enjoying the video already, and we'll move on to number 4. Number 4 is to make penetrating runs. As a winger, you are an attacking player and you want to be getting into dangerous positions. Now, penetrating runs are runs like kind of right at the heart of your opposition, in behind, or in those dangerous positions where you might be one-on-one to goal. You want to be making these runs very often. This could be your midfielder playing you in behind so you can hit a first-time cross, playing it between the left or right back and the center back, threading it through for you, making that penetrating run. It could be you're making a looping run almost a little more centrally, and the ball's being played to you from, again, the center midfield player. It could be a weak side run where you have your right back or even right midfielder with the ball, and there's all this space going on over here, and you make that run in behind and they play a good ball over the top so that you are in a position to score. But make sure you're making these runs, you're aware of what they are, and you're being a threat through good movement. Number 3 is be dangerous, not timid. You're a winger, an attacking player. You want to be taking players one-on-one. You want to be whipping those dangerous balls into the box. You want to be cutting in and trying to score, making those penetrating runs as well, like we already went over. There's nothing worse, or very few things worse, than a timid winger who isn't being a threat, who isn't being dangerous. Make sure you are being dangerous. You're taking those calculated risks. You're taking players one-on-one. You're working on things in your training that will help you do this. Because again, you are an attacking player. You are meant to be dangerous. You are meant to have an impact in the final third. So make sure you are doing that, or at least trying to do that. Number 2 is do the work. And what I mean is you need to make sure you are taking care of your defensive responsibilities. Sometimes that will mean tracking back, plugging up certain spaces, and this will vary based on the tactics of your team and your manager, but make sure you are following them and you are also being disciplined. Do not neglect your defensive duties and be a burden on your team. Depending on the tactics, you might be told to stay up the pitch a little more. You might be told to come back and be more defensive. There is such thing as a defensive winger. They do exist. So make sure you are following what that is, whatever the tactics are, and don't get lazy on the defensive side. Even though I know for a lot of us attacking players, we don't particularly enjoy that side of the game, but if you want to be a better winger, make sure you're taking that side seriously as well, and do not leave your teammates out to dry, or don't leave them hanging out to dry. And number 1 is have exceptional delivery, because in my eyes, the most frustrating thing for me when I'm playing is when a winger can't cross a ball, when they can't deliver a good ball, even simple balls consistently for his teammates or her teammates to attack. Please make sure you're working on your delivery and crossing. I know it's more fun maybe to work on your skill moves or your shooting or cutting inside or whatever else it is, but crossing can be such a weapon. Good delivery can be such an amazing weapon, as we've seen with certain players recently. Whether it's wide, fullbacks like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, whether it's even midfield players like Kevin De Bruyne, having that amazing delivery into that box, that whipping cross into space for the attacker to run onto, is such a threat and makes you just this incredible player if you can do it. So make sure you're working on that. Again, even if you're a speedy winger, you're skillful, maybe you're even somewhat of a goal threat, if you can't put in those crosses, especially when you're going to be in wide positions quite a bit, you're going to be getting to the byline quite a bit, it just ruins the attack sometimes if you do all that hard work and then can't put in the good ball that is basically that final pass that potentially leads to a goal. So please make sure you're working on that area. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Check out the things I've left for you down below, and I will see you in the next one.